Have you ever thought about how your work environment impacts your productivity and feeling of wellness? Most of us spend 90% of our time indoors, and research has shown that the spaces we spend time in have an enormous impact on our overall health and well-being. And we now have a much better understanding of why. Awareness of the potential to create wellness in the workspace or office environment has been rising for over a decade. But the recent global pandemic has resulted in enormous shifts in both mindset and legislation, which for employers, teams, and even solopreneurs working from home felt like decades worth of change in a matter of months. Guidelines required restaurants to put up plexiglass, while banks and grocery stores placed vinyl stickers on the floor. It was a lot to adjust to, and ultimately, COVID brought renewed awareness to our relationship with physical spaces. Overnight, businesses had to ask themselves, can we function if our teams are not working here physically? Is our space flexible enough to allow them to come back before the end of this pandemic? And what will the office look like when our teams do return? Working from home does have benefits. Yet, for many, the romance quickly wore off. We asked ourselves, can I keep living and working in the same space day after day? Why does my back hurt all of a sudden? When was the last time I saw daylight or got fresh air? Post-pandemic, these questions will never again be an afterthought. Anyone buying a home or leasing commercial space will now consider whether that space can adapt to a growing family in lockdown or a scaling team wanting to avoid burnout. And more specifically, if that space can help us keep physically and emotionally well. So how does a non-designer know what to look for to create this optimal wellness workspace at home or at the office? Well, we're here to help. First and foremost, it requires a holistic approach to policy and workspace design. These are core principles that you can even implement in your home office. In recent years, our firm has trained in a framework built on scientific research and industry best practices called the WELL Building Standard. For this course, we reference research and principles from the WELL Building Standard, and we'll focus on 3 areas of workspace design which will help you improve your environment no matter where you are working: mental health considerations, productivity, and vibe over vitality. We will show you how intentional planning, reflection, and incorporating strategies like those in the WELL Building Standard can turn your workspace into a productivity sanctuary rather than a space you dread. Okay, let's get started.